Hey guys, wanted to do a bit of a deal alert for you guys on Defiant Flashlights, which are the Home Depot branded flashlights. Now, you've seen this in a video. I did a couple videos where I showed these a couple weeks ago, but I wanted to do a video specifically on it so you guys know what to look for and how to get these things for cheap. So Home Depot, quite a few years back, started selling these Defiant flashlights, and they were actually made by Brinkmann, but labeled as Defiant for Home Depot. Apparently Brinkmann, I think, is filing for bankruptcy, and Home Depot got rid of the account. So now they're no longer making the Defiant brand. They're actually switching over and turning all their flashlights into Husky. And I'm not sure who's making the Huskies. I don't care, really, but these Defiant lights were actually very well beloved by the flashlight community, and for good reason. These things were set up, and a lot of them are what's referred to as super throwers, which are flashlights that just throw light incredible distances. In fact, some of these flashlights I got for less than $20, and they outthrow some of the expensive flashlights I have. And they do this using very simple alkaline batteries, not even anything special or rechargeable, which is really awesome. And of course, Defiant did this by just sheer size of the head. They have big, gigantic heads with big, deep reflectors that lets them just throw forever. So now, some of these you're going to be able to find, some you're not going to find. You're going to have to hunt around. A lot of these flashlights are in the clearance section right now. If you go into your Home Depot, there's usually a clearance section in the back by the garden supplies or sometimes near lighting. And if you can't find it, ask and you'll find it. And right now, a lot of the stores are clearancing out Defiant flashlights. They're bringing in the Huskies and they're getting rid of them. Now, for Home Depot to do clearance, pricing takes a long time because they drop the price once and twice, 3 times, and eventually they go to like 75% off. So you can actually get these things for pretty incredible prices if you're willing to keep going back and checking on the prices. Now, some of these, like this 3C up here, I got a couple years ago. I got it like Christmas sale for like $10. This other 3C here I got recently for like 12. This one here, these were on sale for 14, that big 3D monster. And then you have the Armor Max, the Unbreakables. I got that, I think, for like $10. And then one of these little 2A ones, which is actually decently bright, for like $8. All by just cruising the clearance racks. Now, if they aren't in the clearance rack, they may be with the regular flashlights. They don't always move these things into the clearance rack. So sometimes you'll go to where they keep the regular flashlights, and you'll find these things with a yellow tag. And a yellow tag means it's clearance. And Home Depot's also really bad about labeling their products. And I know one of my subs here is actually, I think more than one actually, is a Home Depot employee, so I'm sure he's going to chime in on this and scold me a little bit, but Home Depot's really bad on upgrading their prices on the clearance stuff, so sometimes you'll find these things in the aisle and they'll actually be cheaper than what they're marked. And you can go to the store and there's usually a kiosk where you can look things up and you can check the price on them, because sometimes they will be substantially cheaper. And plus, it's always a good idea to walk around your store, because sometimes you'll find little end caps and displays where these things are hidden around, and they've been left there. So they've been on clearance for a while. They're down to that 75%, but because they're on some little weird end cap or hidden away somewhere, they haven't been sold. So it's always a good idea to stroll around, and you see the Defiant flashlights, do a price check on them and check, because some of these are, and I've seen, if you look on the forums, some of these are going for like $4 and $5. People are finding them. Not every store is the same. Not every store clearances at the same time as others. So you could go to 1, 2, 3 different stores and get 3 different results. So I've been going about once a week, checking out my local Home Depots and buying these things, because you know what, guys, they're really good and they make for really good gifts as well. If I'm going to loan out a bright flashlight, I'm not going to loan out one of my 18650 flashlights. The lithium-ion batteries are kind of dangerous, and if you don't know what you're doing, you can really, cause an explosion or a fire and hurt someone. So I tend not to. So it's nice to have these. They make really good car lights. They're big, they're heavy. You can bonk someone on the beak with them. They're really good. Now, typically, they're all going to have the same modes, which is a high, medium, low, and a strobe. This one here just has one mode. but I think these Armor Max have 3. Yeah, they usually have a low, medium, high, and short. You can see that hot spot, how nice of a hot spot these have. These things throw like you wouldn't believe. I mean, look at that. It's just a really super bright hot spot, and then all that spill around it. These things are super throwers. They can easily throw 200, 300, 400 yards very, very easily. They're just so, for the money, they're just so well built. This one here, once again, you see that really, really super bright hot spot and that really well-defined spill. These things are just beasts. So take a stroll through your Home Depot. And look at that. Look at that hot spot. Look how bright that is. Check these guys out, man. And when you see them, snag them. Even if you don't, hold on to them. Give them away as gifts. Give them to other people who love flashlights. Because these things, and this is just a drop in the bucket, guys. I've walked away from a lot more lights than I could ever buy because I just don't have the room for all these things. To be honest, they're gigantic. So I've been buying them here and there, the ones I really like, but there's a lot out there. Every store you're going to go to is different, and a lot of the stores are clearancing flashlights right now, so it's a good opportunity to go and pick up some really cool flashlights.